The goal of today is not to make you firefighters. Firefighters go into highly risky situations in a calculated way with lots of training, all right? What we're trying to do is make you comfortable with a fire extinguisher, because the fire grows in size at a geometric rate, you know that, and if you can catch it when it's small, you sure can do a lot of property conservation there. But our first goal always is life safety. So we want to make you comfortable with a fire extinguisher because we want to keep you guys safe. So hopefully the way we approach this, you guys will, if it ever happens, you'll be able to approach a fire safely and be able to leave with all your fingers and toes and everything with the skin still on it. One of the things is, if you ever have a fire in your house, however small, even if you use a fire extinguisher to put out, please, please activate 911. The reason is because that little grease fire that's on your kitchen, on your stove, you know, hey, I got it out because I went to Lakeland and I took a little fire extinguisher class. Meanwhile, it kind of caught the curtains on fire, but you got those too, but it's smoldering behind the cabinet and all of a sudden the whole house is on fire because we didn't call. So your first thing, of course, is you got to call 911 because we want to come. We want to come and help in case the fire isn't completely out. We also want to help if there's smoke in the house. We can get the smoke out of the house. And we love to break windows, you know that. So, no, I'm just kidding. Property conservation is all part of returning you back to the life that you like. And if that means conveniencing you by helping remove the smoke and helping you through this little incident that you had, that's what we want to do. The place to keep your fire extinguisher, and if you look around public buildings, you always notice they're near exit doors, okay? The whole idea about where you put your fire extinguisher, so many people put them under the kitchen cabinet, don't they? And there's the sink and there's the stove, and it's way too close. The place you put a fire extinguisher, we'll pretend Reed is a door, is by the door, because when I grab the fire extinguisher and I turn around and look at that fire, if it's past my comfort zone, I still have the choice of leaving out the door, okay? So that's why we always actually put the fire extinguishers in an avenue of egress or near the exit. So you always have that choice. Even if you guys look in the kitchen, even those pull stations for the dump systems, you'll see there's always a pull handle near the exit, because we want you to go towards the exit, pull that handle, yeah, I'm out of here, okay? We don't want you to have to go deeper into the building to pull that handle and then, oops, the fire's between me and the exit. So I'm glad you brought that up. And anyone that has any question to keep me on track, I'm OCD, ADHD, I'm a whole alphabet soup, so I'll be all over the place. I talk fast, but hopefully throughout this whole day, we'll get all the information you need to get out. There is not a lifespan on a fire extinguisher necessarily. The key point, and I'm glad you brought that up, there is powder inside of here, and you have to look at what we'll talk about fire extinguishers extensively, but this one is an ABC fire extinguisher. That means it's good for A fires are ordinary combustibles. The way we remember A is ash, anything that'll leave an ash, paper, wood, that's an A, an ordinary combustible. This fire extinguisher is good for it. Water's good for it too, and water's a lot cheaper. B is for chemicals and combustible liquids and things like that. They don't leave an ash. It's just fuel fires kind of thing. C is electrical, energized electrical. Energized electrical is a C fire. If you take away the energy, it becomes an A fire because the insulation and stuff on the wires leaves ash, right? But what makes it a C is energized electrical. This is safe for all three, okay? It's rated for all three, but you have to make sure that your fire extinguisher is. Now what's inside this fire extinguisher is pancake batter, okay? The consistency of pancake batter. It's actually something else, all right? It's an extinguishing agent, but if you leave it sit all the time, it'll cake. It'll become not crusty because there's no moisture in here, but it'll just become packed, okay? The worst place is in vehicles. People leave them in a vehicle and they hit the road all the day and they pack. So the way that you freshen up your fire extinguisher and what you pay Gene Patakic and Son to come in every year to do at Lakeland is, he goes like this. All right, and all he's doing is fluffing the pancake batter, okay? Now it's ready to go again for the next year, okay? So as long as you purchase a fire extinguisher with one of these gauges on it and your needle's in the green and you fluff your pancake batter about once a year, it's good indefinitely. Unless you see signs of corrosion or anything else that might, you know, cause concern. But they don't have an expiration date on them. That's the best way to say it. This extinguisher doesn't come apart, but if it did, we would just screw the top off, and it just has a tube that goes down the bottom. Pressurized air in here, or nitrogen, and then there's the pancake batter in there, and that's it. The way they rate these is there's ratings on the fire extinguishers, and what they do is they put, and it sounds funny, but they take a certain kind of wood at a certain density, at a certain moisture level, and they put it in a specified grid, and they light it on fire, and different amounts of wood makes the different, they're by pound and stuff like that. So different ones. This is a nice size here. You'll be able to do pretty much anything that you should be doing with this. I mean, we don't give you really big fire extinguishers because we don't want you in the process of combustion that long. All right. And the thing is, even if you go in and you shoot some and you don't get the fire out, but it's like, yeah, I don't like it in here anymore, that's fine. You've still done something. Just a little review on fire. And I mean, this isn't, you know, your guys aren't all going to be firefighters when it's over, but they have the fire triangle, or they call it a tetrahedron. Basically, it takes 4 things for a fire: heat, fuel, what's the other one? Oxygen, and then an uninterrupted chemical reaction. And the leg that we're working on today is the uninterrupted chemical reaction. Okay, what this does is it disrupts the chemical reaction of fire. It doesn't take away the heat, it doesn't take away the smoke or the oxygen, it just disrupts that chemical reaction. Well, the thing is, process of combustion, especially in today's world of everything synthetic, that stuff's really bad. So this doesn't take away any of that, so you don't get to stay there very long and play. A fire at its incipient stage, which means it's just still burning and it's got plenty of oxygen and fuel and stuff like, and heat, that's what you're taking care of here. You're going to want to stay low. And again, I'm skipping around here, but when you actually approach the fire, if you're the fire, okay, as I get closer, I'm getting lower, okay, because all those process of combustion, all that stuff that's really bad to breathe is above your head, okay. But you could get like 45 seconds out of this, and 45 seconds of shooting this is a lot. Alrighty, just a review. Everyone remember the acronym PASS? When it comes to the fire extinguishers, PASS is pull. Well, this one already has a pin out. There you go. Alrighty, you're gonna be our fire for right now, okay? Because that's back there somewhere. Anyways, the whole deal is at a safe distance, when you're approaching this small fire, you pull, aim, spray, and sweep, I think is what it is. Is that what it is, Keith? Squeeze, yeah, squeeze, spray, and sweep. Sorry, it's been 2 years since I've given the class. I'll give you all the information, it's just not as organized. Anyways, squeeze and sweep. One of the things that, and you guys will see this today, is you're in no danger of making the fire extinguisher go holding this handle, because the handle that you're holding, the weight on, isn't what makes it go. It's actually pushing down this handle that makes it go. So, you know, when you pull the pin, you're like, well, now what do I, you know, but the deal is, as long as you don't push down on this, it doesn't go, okay? So I can do anything I want to holding this, okay? And I can even have my thumb on here. It's when I push down is when the agent comes out, okay? So it's, oh, and the thing about pulling the pin is, okay, don't worry about the pin. They make pins by the dozens, by the thousands, okay? We'll get another pin, okay? So today, when you get the pin, I literally want you to pull it in one motion and just let go of it, okay? The pin is not our concern at all. We don't need to put it in our pocket. We don't need to save it for later. You got to practice it the way you're going to do it in a real emergency, okay? So the pin is not a concern. Trust me, that 5-cent pin doesn't mean anything to anybody. So we're going to pull the pin, and this one happens to be connected, okay? But basically, when you pull the pin, there's a little seal on there, and it's going to be a little bit tough. You kind of have to, you might have to go like this, but when you pull it, just let go, okay? Get your hose out, aim, and then squeeze, and what you're going to do is you're going to sweep the fire. And the thing is, again, this is comfort zone, and this is one of the things you're going to work on today. I don't care if you go, okay, I'm going to aim, I'm going to squeeze. I don't know how far this thing's going to shoot. I'm starting here, okay? And you go like that, and you realize you're still 5 feet away. Let off the trigger, get a little closer, and then start your sweeping motion and kind of move in, okay? It's okay to start too far away. I'd rather have you start too far away than be right on top of it and have something splash back on you or something like that. So everything clear as mud so far? Okay. We went over what kind of extinguishers there are, A, B, and C. Always keep in your mindset that if anything doesn't go exactly as planned, we're leaving now, okay? That's all. You have your avenue of escape. Again, that needle should be in the green spot. And if you buy a fire extinguisher for home, make sure it has one of these gauges on. There are extinguishers out there that don't have gauges on them. The other thing that you look for if you're purchasing an extinguisher for home is UL listing. It's right here. Underwriters Laboratory doesn't work for fire extinguishers companies. They don't work for fire departments. They're a third party that says that this extinguisher is built to a standard. So UL or Factory Mutual certified is what you have to look for. And the reason I say that is every once in a while you'll see some interesting things. And Tim Clapp is a fire inspector up in Menor. He's retired, but he used to make it a hobby of if he was at Target and he saw fire extinguisher in a can, he'd buy one. Literally, it looked like Aquanet spray, you know, hairspray, and it was a fire extinguisher, and he's like, holy cow. And then he'd go to Menor and say, hey, you know, get this off the shelves. This isn't going to be, you know, for anybody. There's other things that you might see is somebody made a little a decorator ornament for Christmas trees that was supposed to be an automatic extinguisher that would go off automatically if your Christmas tree started on fire. And I don't remember whether that was UL approved or not, but basically the thing that I'm telling you, the take-home message here is look for a regulated fire extinguisher. And of course, with everything, there's forgeries out there. I know it sounds funny, but there's China is doing it to us again. They're making extinguishers that look just like this nice one, but they don't have the UL approval. They'll look everything like they're supposed to look like, but they're not regulated by a third party saying that they're good. Without further ado, let's light a fire. So the deal is, do what you're gonna do, okay, and then back away, okay? Or, you know, just make sure that you keep yourself in the right position. Don't, oh, I got it, and walk away, and next thing you know, it's flaring up. Be aware of what's going on. This extinguishing agent is so good, only so good, but it doesn't cool the material, so the material may still stay heated and actually reignite in an area that didn't get some of the extinguishing agent on it. All right, who's our first victim? Why don't we start out with someone that actually has done this before and is feeling comfortable about it anyway, just so that the other people can watch. And let's get closer. Can we see what they do? Let me, I'll do a dry run, okay? Basically, I'm not gonna pull the pin because that's your fun. This is sealed, okay? You're gonna have to break that seal, okay? Pull this out, you're gonna come up and start sweeping and get closer and closer. You're gonna feel heat from the fire.
I feel it over here.
Okay, it's all you. There you go. Remember, just throw the pin in the ground. Okay. You're up.
All right.
Sweep. Sweep. Little. There you, okay, stop. Go light it again, please. The only benefit you don't get is breaking the seal.